Thanksgiving's almost here, so you know what that means. Turkey, stuffing, gravy, forced monologue introductions. But my favorite and most important Thanksgiving tradition is sending out my annual newsletter. Now, I know what you're all thinking. Every newsletter I ever read sucks, and the people who make them are pretentious and my dad. But I'm not your dad. And lucky for you, I've never really learned what a newsletter was. What I do know are the letters. So here's an alphabetically organized collection of American history's juiciest moments to commemorate this American holiday. Now, I couldn't do this alone. To help me out, I'm going to need my trusty and helpful assistant, Dan. Ooh. Who specializes in keeping his mouth shut. Now let's get started. A is for Apollo 13. You know, and that was the closest we ever got to getting rid of those goddamn astronauts. B is for Ben Stiller, who courageously protects the museums of America every night. C is for Centennial, the year America turned 100 and the Statue of Liberty officially became a MILF. This means friendship. Yeah, D is for Dick. Cheney. It's penis. This doesn't mean friendship. F is for Frankie Muniz, the real winner of Dancing with the Stars Season 25. G. G is for G. There sure are a lot of letters in the alphabet. You know what it means. I is for I didn't have sexual relations with that woman. But he did have sexual relations with that woman. J is for Jonas Stalk, my favorite Jonas brother. He cured polio so that I could have the life goal of bringing it back. K is for the Kid Choice Awards, when Stranger Things won the category of favorite TV show, somehow being out Power Ranger Ninja Steel. We were all shook. Wow, not as many Power Ranger fans as I hoped. I insisted on that joke. L is for Lewis and Clark, two of the best explorers. Right after my favorite explorer, the man who raised me, Diego, from Dora the Explorer. Still more letters. This is the letter N, and it stands for Not Today, Mister, which is what the reception at the PNC said to me on 5th Avenue when she caught me trying to steal an entire bucket of lollipops. In my defense, I have a checking account there which entitles me to all of their lollies. O is for, oh boy, another letter. Okay, I'm glad we got that one out of the way. So number 8. That's an O with a tail. And that's the letter P doing one of these. S is for South Dakota. Weird that they decided that we needed 2 Dakotas when there's absolutely nothing in either of them. T is for Triangle Shirtwaist Factory Fire. When you come for the women's blouses, but stay, well, because you were trapped in there by industrial capitalism. 7. More than 7 people died in that fire. U is for you better stop, which is a word-for-word recount of what the Union said to the Confederacy. Hey, U also stands for Union. All of them can't be winners. Just like the Confederacy. Yeah. I have a very anti-Confederate stance. It's crazy. V is for very sad, which is how everyone felt during the Great Depression. Now, these are two V's, which is a very, very sad Great Depression. Now, that's the letter X, and it stands for xenophobia, something that only white people can experience, and it can only be cured by studying abroad. Bonjour, my name's Andrew. That's French for, hi, my name's Andrew. Yep, that's what it means. Y is for Year of the Locust, and that's a throwback to the good old days when God actually took direct action against the sins of mortals. And Z, let's say it together. That's all, folks. Now, give it up for our house band, the Allies of the Boulevard. Clean them up. Wow, welcome back to Pitt tonight. And I've lived in Pittsburgh for a while now, and I don't know, I feel like I've finally got a grasp on the city, you know? Like what it means, what it's all about. And so I wrote this. It's an ode to Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh, I love your bridges. They span rivers and give people a road to connect to each other. I don't love that sometimes those bridges just catch on fire, but that's okay. Pittsburgh, I love your body, your governing body, specifically your mayor's body. Call me Bill Peduto, and I'll call you by my name. Pittsburgh, I love your college students, but I don't love the way that none of them come to my shows. Pittsburgh, I love your drinking water. I've had so much lead in the past 3 years that I set off metal detectors when I go through them. And I can be legally classified as a pencil by the FDA. Pittsburgh, I love how you have buses that can bring me to wherever I need to go. I don't love that there's so much eye contact on them, but that's more of a personal problem for me and extreme issues with intimacy, so. I mean, hey. Pittsburgh, I love you. I love your schools. Pitt, CMU. All the other, Pitt, CMU, and the other ones that we definitely don't look down on. Literally, who goes to Carlisle? Carlo? Is that how you pronounce it? I don't think so. I've only seen people on Tinder who go to that school. I've never met a real person who goes there. Pittsburgh, I love your glistening rivers. I don't love that you can't swim in them, though. They're rivers. You should be able to swim in rivers. Does anyone else think it's weird that we can't swim in any of the 3 rivers? Just a reminder, they are rivers. Pittsburgh, I love your accent. It sounds like you took someone from Chicago and someone from Philly, and they had a kid, and you didn't teach them how to read until they were 15. Yins love it. I love your families. A family can be anything. Sometimes a family can just be a trash can and 2 dead rats. Pittsburgh, I love your baseball team, but I wish they were actual pirates. I don't know if I have a grasp on what pirates are or what baseball is. Ahoy! You guys want 5 more minutes of that? Kidding, I'm kidding, I only have 2. Pittsburgh, I love how I can breathe easy in the city. But I don't love when I breathe, the city gives me cystic fibrosis. But that's okay. Pittsburgh's a city of bridges. It's a city of connection. And in my 3 years here, I've felt so loved, so accepted, and it's why we're here. There's something so beautiful about a city built in a bunch of horrible mountains and poisonous rivers that are just connected. There is this lattice of connection that we have here. And just seeing how people have come together in this past weeks, it's beautiful. And I think we should value our connection as humans As cheesy as it is, I think there's something innately beautiful about what we can do in the plural that one human can't do, that the collective of humans can do. And that's what we are in Pittsburgh. Yins love it. Hey, we have a great show for tonight. We have Idoko from Pitt Civics, we have members from Challah for Hunger, and we have a spoken word poetry later from Liora Hassan. We're honoring Pittsburgh, and we're also accepting donations for the Hebrew Immigrant Aid Society. Please give what you can. But hey, now give it up for the allies of the Boulevard. 2, 3. Hey, welcome back to Pitt Tonight. Our first guest is Idoko. He's a Pitt alum and now he works for Pitt Civics here on campus. Give it up for him. Hey Ron, it's so nice to see you.
Good to see you as well.
Oh yeah. So you went to Pitt.
I did.
And you played football here.
I did as well. Go
wow.
Pitt.
Yeah. We must be following very similar trajectories.
You know what? I feel like we're on the same path.
You know, yeah. But now you work here at Pitt, and you work with Pitt Civics. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Yes. So I teach here in the public service program, and Pitt Civics, it came about as a result of a survey, an end-of-class survey. Had a senior who wasn't a public service major, I think she was a bio major, and told me how great the class was. Not patting myself on the back, but
it's okay.
You know,
you should be proud of yourself.
Yeah, I tried, but the big thing was that
was that a smattering of applause for being proud of yourself?
It's okay. But no, the big thing was that she had shared thoughts that this was the first time at her during her time at Pitt that she learned about the public policy process and the importance of voting. And I'm like, wow. A senior just now learning about the importance of voting, that's kind of scary.
What do they teach them in that bio classes?
Yeah, so for me, Pitt Civics was an opportunity to try and create more opportunities for civic learning for students across campus, just looking at all the events and activities that take place where students can learn more about the political process, learn more about engaging society. And I've been doing that with a great team of students that have been leading the charge, very civically engaged, and just looking forward to trying to get more folks aware of the policy process, get them more involved with our democracy.
Awesome. How do you like playing football? I'm just very enamored by that.
Sure.
You have such a firm grasp on football. To being like an advocate on campus.
Yeah. So during my time here at Pitt, while playing football, I had the opportunity to go to GISPIA, which is the Graduate School for Public and International Affairs. And learned a lot about our democracy. I like to tell folks there's a lot of similarities with football and democracy. I don't know how many folks here enjoy the game of football, but imagine attempting to play football if you didn't know the positions, if you didn't really know the concepts or the strategies behind the game.
I could. Yeah, it seems very hard.
It's very possible.
Yeah.
You know, right? Like, chances are you won't be a very effective player, right? If you don't really know all that goes involved in the game. And you know, similar to football, we're in a game right now. Democracy in of itself requires everyone to be active players. And similar to that analogy, you know, I see a lot of folks that don't always necessarily know the rules and the concepts and the strategies behind being an active participant in our democracy. So ultimately what I was trying to do was, you know, create a platform where more folks can learn about what it is to be an active citizen, what it means to, you know, be a participant in our democracy. And that's kind of what got me from football to civic advocacy, because, you know, I think we all can see how important it is to stay engaged to try and get to the democracy and the society that we want.
Definitely. And you were telling me earlier that how you learned to start playing football was from Madden, right?
Yeah. So don't tell my coaches this, you know, because they're all great coaches. But,
oh, well, sorry, the secret's out on Pitt Tonight. They're definitely going to see this, so.
I thought this was just only for students. I thought, wait, is this being televised?
Yeah, it's huge. Yeah, we're getting picked up for HBO next episode.
Oh, man. should have got my hair done. You know, it's all good. But no, I learned a lot from my coaches, but you'll be surprised how much you can actually pick up from playing the game of Madden. I mean, you can learn so much about the concepts of the games, and obviously you learn how to talk trash as well. But for the most part, you know, you really do.
What's like a talking trash thing you could do in democracy? Like, you vote like someone who has never been politically aware.
Well, I mean, talking trash nowadays means talking facts, because it seems like you're combating a lot of folks who don't know what they're talking about. So just using facts sometimes is probably all the trash talking you need to do. But as it relates to how I learned, you know, I think for me, just being able to kind of pick up on concepts that maybe weren't even familiar to me as a Pitt football player, because, you know, they teach you one kind of defense at Pitt. My ability to learn other defenses and offenses via the game was very mind expanding, and at the same time fun and engaging, and again, just helped me understand the game of football better.
Do you think there could be like a game that could help people learn about like civic engagement?
Well, I mean, since you ask, I am currently working on a grant to allow me to identify ways to help students learn more about civic engagement and engage in our democracy through a game. Let me know what you guys think about the title. I'm currently calling it CivWiz, which is, you know,
I'm into it.
Yeah, you know, for Civic Wizard. Civic Wizard's probably not as cool as CivWiz. But the idea being that, you know, if you can gamify our democracy, you know, present it in a more informal, engaging manner, that more folks can pick up on the concepts and on the ideas and hopefully become more effective participants in our democracy.
That's awesome.
I hope so. We'll see.
Yeah. Okay. So, in this past midterm election, Pitt has had, let's talk about this. Pitt has had a lot more voters than normal. Normally we're around like, the last midterm was like 16.2% of people at Pitt voted, but the average now was 34.3, which is a lot higher.
Yes, yes, much needed.
What do you think caused that? I mean, besides every obvious thing.
I was going to say, you know, I think all you need to do is pay attention to social media or the news on any given night, and it seems like, you know, we're in a little bit of a tailspin. I mean, I'm sure there's a variety of factors. I would say for the most part, you know, when people see, you know, whether it's themselves or friends being threatened, you know, whether it's women or people of color or, you know, immigrants, and they see policies coming into effect that, you know, might affect their livelihood and their opportunity to succeed in this country, that usually wakes people up a bit. You know, that's the silver lining, I would say, with our current situation, is that, you know, we needed to jolt younger folks into waking up and participating. You know, obviously, in the previous presidency, it could have been very easy to fall asleep, so to speak, because it felt like everything was under control, right? The folks in Washington, they got it, right? We're good. We don't really need to pay attention as much. But we're kind of beyond that state right now, and I think a lot of folks are realizing that, you know, they need to pay even more attention now to ensure that the results that come out of whether it's Washington or Harrisburg or downtown, right, on any level of government, that the results kind of reflect their interests. You know, it's one thing when we talk about democracy and our ability to participate, it's another to understand why we do it. You know, I tell folks, you know, we actually pay for this, right? I mean, you pay every form of tax. You know, when you're paying for something, you would hope to get results that are of your interest. And, you know, when too many people are paying but not actually participating or paying attention to the results, that's when things kind of get askew. So I'm excited. I was excited to see the turnout by the Pitt students. I'm hoping we can ratchet that number up in the coming years. And you know, as part of the Pitt Civics Plan, you know, we're really focused on trying to create that active citizen identity on campus, right? One where we're not just looking at, you know, voter turnout, you know, as one measurement, right? We're looking at how often do we engage our elected officials, you know, whether that's through activism or whether that's through, you know, simply picking up the phone and calling, you know, an elected official to share your thoughts on a particular platform, right? We want to make sure that we're all being active, you know, throughout the year and not just in November.
How else can people get engaged on campus with like either Pitt Civics or other organizations on campus?
Sure. If you can, check out Pitt Civics. We're on the Facebook. It's facebook.com/Pitt Civics. I think we use the same @ called Handle.
Yeah.
We use the same name across all social media, but then also there's a ton of civic engagement groups on campus. Don't hesitate to join. Again, this is your democracy. It's an old slogan: "Be the change you want to see." I think for a lot of folks, for those folks who might be concerned about the direction of our government, no reason to sit back and cower in fear. This is a perfect opportunity for you to step up. Engage, go forth, and try to get others to engage. Look for those student groups, those opportunities to express whatever interest that you may have, and go out and get it done. I think for us, again, just thinking about participation over the years, we should look forward to trying to engage each other more. I think we should look forward to trying to speak to these issues publicly. We shouldn't shy away from talking about politics. Just like it's so easy to talk about football amongst friends, it should be easy to talk about politics amongst friends. It's how we live.
Now, just for one last question, there's so many reasons, but if you had to sum up why it's important to vote and why, I don't know, because young people actually did pretty well this midterm, but why is it important to vote besides just literally you live in a democracy, what are you doing? Besides just general, it makes sense, you should have a voice, give us some good, if you wanted to give a rousing speech about voting.
Oh man, I hope I don't even have to give a rousing speech. Just look at the White House. And I think that'll tell you all you need to know about why it's important to vote.
Well, thank you so much, Ron.
Thanks for having me.
It was a pleasure. It was nice talking to you and learning more about civic engagement. What's the name of the app?
So the app, CivWiz, again.
Can we get a release date, or is it gonna?
It's in the works. I'm definitely looking for testers at some point, though. So if folks are interested in testing out the app, I'll be offering free pizza at some point.
I mean, say no more. Well, thank you so much, Ron. We'll be right back on Pitt tonight with a Holler for Hunger. Hey, welcome back to Pizza Night. Please give a warm welcome to Emma Shapiro, Parker Foreman, and Grace Woodruff from Holler for Hunger. Wow. Sorry, before we started, I was talking to Emma about this jacket. Do you want to just give us a spin?
I would love to.
Oh, that's fabulous. Wow. I wish I did. I'm too shy. Now, can you tell me what is Holler for Hunger?
So Holler for Hunger is a national nonprofit organization. It allows Jewish and non-Jewish students to learn about hunger advocacy, hunger relief on college campuses by braiding challah. And a portion of our proceeds go to different hunger relief organizations throughout the country, throughout the world. So, and Emma can explain a little bit more about what we do.
Yeah, so on Thursday nights, normally at 5:30 at Hillel JUC, we mix the dough, we braid the challah and bake it, and then we sell it on Friday mornings in front of the union. And like Parker said, all the proceeds go to hunger relief charities. Some local ones include 412 Food Rescue and Just Harvest, and then a national one would be My Zone.
Okay, wow. So obviously you guys make challah, but what's the significance of challah? Why challah? Why make that? Is there?
So challah is a traditionally Jewish bread. It's actually unknown, the distinct origin, but it has a lot of symbolism, like love and unity, like the braiding of the strands, and we have it every week at Shabbat, and then on specific Jewish holidays too.
So you guys have raised a lot of money recently and had a lot of engagement after everything that happened with the Tree of Life, and you've done a lot of outreach there too. So can you guys tell me about that?
Yeah, so after the terrible hate crime that was committed 2 weeks ago, we were all talking with each other and we were trying to think of something that we could do to help give back. And someone suggested that we could donate our proceeds for the week the Tree of Life in honor of that. And then someone else decided that we should maybe braid some to give to like the victims and the families and anyone else who was involved. And we posted it on Facebook. Social media kind of did its thing, and we got a lot of response.
Should I say the numbers?
Yeah.
Okay, so we raised enough money to make over 1,600 loaves of challah. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and we raised almost $8,000, and this was all within a few days, and like Grace said, social media really blew it up. We got responses from all over the world.
That's awesome. So the organization that this is all run through is through Hillel, the Jewish University Center on campus. So can you guys like talk about what it's like to be religious on campus?
I know for me personally, I'm more like culturally Jewish than I am like religiously Jewish. And I definitely found that through Challah. I'm still able to do the tradition of making the bread with the community, and I still get that Jewish teaching of love and prosperity. But me not being super religious, it doesn't force me to go to services every week,
Right.
which is not my, not the way I follow my Jewish tradition. So I definitely have found that I've become like more connected to my faith through Challah for Hunger, but it doesn't take over my religious sphere. And I can definitely be around campus and feel comfortable being Jewish, which I think is the most important part.
I think that you can be religious without having to go to services every week. So I definitely find myself being Jewish through community building, through leadership, and I definitely think Challah for Hunger has had such a great impact on that. And I love the Jewish community, and I love everyone that comes to Challah for Hunger.
Definitely.
Yeah, I'm not Jewish, but a lot of my friends here are Jewish, and one of my best Jewish friends actually brought me to the club. And it started as just something to do, to meet new people, and now I just really love how Emma said it's like a justice thing. We give back to the community. It's a great way to do that. I love baking. It's so much fun. We literally just get to make bread. We have a bunch of people come and braid with us. I think it's a good time, and it does good work, and I feel good about it.
Yeah. It is wonderful. The other day we were talking about being culturally Jewish, and we were talking about Jewish geography. And like, do you want to talk about more about that, Emma? Or
Has anyone heard of Jewish geography before? Yeah, okay. So Jewish geography, basically every Jew knows each other somehow, some way. Like, I will run into a Jew on campus, like, what do you say, Parker? It's like my friend, aunt's monkey.
Monkey's uncle, and then you end up finding someone.
It's insane. So yeah, I just walk around on campus and know 5,000 people, and half of them, like, I don't even actually know. It's just through a friend's friend's friend.
So back to your challah. What makes like your challah special?
It's made with love. But yeah, we do flavors every week. That's really fun. But yeah, like we've all said, it's definitely like a community thing. And Grace is one of our baking managers, and I'm telling you, she puts loaves of love in that dough every week. But yeah, we have a lot of fun flavors too.
So tell me about them. What's like your favorite flavor and the most wild flavor?
My favorite is banana brown sugar.
Okay.
Wild?
Like, is there anything kooky?
Well, we tried to do sushi roll, but it was vetoed really fast. Yeah. I don't even know what that meant, but...
Yeah, we have a lot of fun trying to come up with all the ideas at the beginning. I think my favorite is definitely caramelized onion, which we created. It takes forever because we're making so many onions for so long, but it's amazing.
Do you identify with a particular flavor? Like, not everyone's like a banana brown sugar. Like, sometimes you just aren't. Like, not me. I'm not saying you're not.
No,
but
I've been thinking about this. I do know my answer.
Good. I would like it now.
Okay, I identify with birthday cake because I'm glittery and fluffy, but I also celebrate every day like it's my birthday.
I love that. Top that, you two.
I can't.
I'll go with s'mores because I'm crunchy on the outside and gooey on the inside.
Oh, yeah. I've been trying to think that. Shut up. I don't know. I was trying to think of something like clever, like sriracha garlic, spicy, have a bite.
Yeah.
Okay, so where do you want this organization to be in like 5 years?
Wow. What Challah for Hunger National really tries to get out there is that we're more than just a bake sale. So like even though we are baking this bread and raising the money and donating it, I want us to be more of an advocacy type of organization. So like we are Hunger Relief, I want to have like SNAP pamphlets out, I want to get people registered, I want us to be like that resource for people on campus that may be food insecure. And I definitely think we did try to start that this semester, but we got really tied up with Tree of Life, which is amazing. So we're definitely more like community building now, but I'd like to see both of those intertwine.
Yeah, that's awesome. So we're gonna take a short break, and then when we come back, we're gonna braid some challah. So we'll see how it's made on stage, and we'll be right back with more Pitt Tonight. Hey, welcome back to Pitt Tonight. So right now we're gonna braid some challah. We have all of the goodies here. We have challah dough, M&Ms, cinnamon flour, beef jerky, like kind of flaming hot Cheetos, and the world's largest blueberries.
They are big.
Isn't it kind of off-putting? Did you describe it? Okay, well, let's get started. So what's the first step of braiding challah?
So you have to, once the dough is made and proofed, you have to separate it into smaller balls of about 9 to 12 ounces each. On weeks where we're not making 400, we usually do 12 ounces. Okay. On weeks when we are making like 400, yeah.
Ooh.
Okay, so I have...
This dough has been a few days old, so we usually suggest putting some flour on your hands or
Well,
down.
we have flour right
Yeah, that's, you
So
guys are
I'll
prepared.
reach into it, don't worry.
Okay, like,
Yeah. Do you
Salt
know how to
Bay.
braid hair?
No.
You don't know how to braid hair?
that's a lot of flour.
We're gonna learn today. So once you have your ball, you're gonna separate it into 3 little balls.
Okay.
You can put it here. We'll move this.
Listen,
put
this
it
is
down.
a...
Maybe sprinkle a little clay.
Oh yeah, just, you're right. So tell me more about you guys. So where are you guys from? Like,
I'm from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
ooh.
Hail to Pitt.
I'm from Philly, like everyone else.
Where
Lower
from?
Lower Merion.
Lower Merion?
To be exact. Proud.
Proud?
I'm from Erie, PA.
Ooh,
Yeah.
great.
So you're gonna roll it like a long worm.
Okay.
Gotta make
All 3 little
strands.
balls. Yeah.
Just like hair.
I don't think this is how you do
That's exactly how you do it.
Okay. So, what's something like, what's a good side dish with challah? Can you just do challah? Is there like a...
Some people make French toast or grilled cheese with it. I like to just put butter, like toast it and put butter on
That
it.
sounds delicious.
I normally just down it the second I get it.
Yeah, it's best fresh.
Wait,
It's
can I
hard
grab-
not
Yeah.
to just
Oh
eat
my
it
God.
all.
Did I
so
not?
good, warm.
Is this, what? Did I mess up?
Do you need it?
I think I messed up.
Third.
Okay,
There
good.
you go.
Man, this is complicated. Okay, so now we have our three things.
Straight.
The three, sure.
Yeah.
All equally sized.
Yeah.
And then you want to
You
kind
gotta
of flatten it out.
so
Okay.
you can stuff them.
Well, that's the
Ooh.
whole thing. You can either start from here and just do plain and braid from there.
Okay.
But if you want to,
I want to add some spice to it.
yes, if you want to do a flavor, you're gonna
Ooh.
press it out and make like a little moat.
A mode.
this.
Okay.
See?
What was the first thing like? What's something that you wish you guys could do that you can't do with like flavors? Like clearly not sushi.
Cheese.
Cheese.
Yeah,
Oh my
we're a
gosh.
dairy-free
We can't do
kitchen,
cheese.
so
Okay.
there's no dairy in the dough itself either.
Oh, okay. So, but if you could add dairy, what would be like? What would go in it? Just
my
just more
God.
cheese, more cheese.
Oh my
Spinach and
gosh.
artichoke dip.
Oh,
like-
wow.
I really want to do jalapeno cheddar.
Oh.
I'm gonna pour.
But you can still buy our challah and add
Add cheese.
cheese later.
Ooh, good plug, Emma. I'm gonna add some M&Ms to mine.
I do chocolate and blueberry.
No, of course, yeah.
Parker, you're blue M&Ms.
Parker, do you have a thing with just blue M&Ms? or-
No, before the show they asked me if I wanted anything, and I was just being annoying, so I said blue M&Ms, and they said we have some. So
Yeah, I made 3 PAs pick out all of the other colors. No.
So what you're gonna do to close your moat when you're done
Yeah.
with the flavors, you're gonna take the flaps and you're gonna bring it over and you're gonna close.
Okay. Ooh. So what do you guys cook anything else, like just in your personal lives?
I used to cook when I was little.
Tell me about it.
Chop Chef.
I love chop.
You love Chop?
Yeah.
Who's your favorite celebrity cook?
Gordon Ramsay. By
Oh,
far.
he's great. What's your favorite part about Gordon Ramsay?
He's mean.
Yeah. Does Hello ever get like that? Like, just does Emma ever come up to you and just say like, "Oh, I'm Emma, you idiot sandwich"?
Not anything like that. Usually
That
it's
was like
something
dead on
meaner,
Gordon Ramsay.
So, we are always missing stuff.
There is some drama.
Yeah.
Some real drama.
Wow.
There is some drama.
Do you guys
The
want to
heat in the
expose
kitchen is
anyone?
real.
The catering company.
Live.
We're not on live television. Okay. Oh. Wow.
I like it with the
Step
Cheetos
on
in
the
it.
Wait, yeah, Emma, you're really
I'm
advanced.
sorry.
It's okay. Emma's already almost done.
She's ahead.
So tell me more about like what else does Hillel do? Like, is there besides making challah? And like, there's so many other things the organization does.
This is my plug. All right, so I tend to plan
Your
a
time
lot-
to shine.
Yeah, I tend to plan a lot of large events. So like in the past, we've done big balls, like formals. So we actually put together Challah Ball last year. It was very fun. It was at Peter's, RIP. And then, yeah, it was just a fun time. Like everyone got dressed up, whatnot. I also put together Mr. Nice Jewish Boy. It was a
Tell me more about that.
It was it was a beauty pageant, and we had 10 guys get up there, do their thing, a lot of singing and dancing, other fun stuff.
What goes into a nice Jewish boy? Like, what's a good qualifier?
Parker.
Your name has to be Parker. That's
Ooh.
rule number one.
Number one. Okay. Oh God, these blueberries are just squirting.
Oh,
Are
that's
you
blueberry.
saying this isn't
That's
fantastic?
blueberries.
Ew. Yeah, I would love
You
some.
just pinch the side.
Okay.
It's hard with.
I
with
might
little drops.
have.
It's tough. It's hard with.
I'll let you go help. I'm just gonna go feed the band now.
Yeah.
Who wants
I
beef
made it.
jerk?
Made it so scary.
I made it.
It's beef jerk. Are you still? You're kind of vegetarian, Wes. I'm not gonna make you eat it. Faster. Faster.
I made 3 different.
Too much?
As usual.
Did you make knots?
Yeah, share it. How you doing, Wes?
Where did
I'm like an animal. That's disgusting. Dan, do you want some M&Ms? I'll get you the M&Ms. You two eat these beef jerky bits. They're guitar players. They don't need anything good. Sorry. So back to the challah. Here. That's cutie. Ew. Is that your wallet? Yeah. You just keep your. I'll put some M&Ms there too. Ew. For later. I'm tipping you. Oh, that's your Pitt ID. That's so cute.
Grace, it's a castle.
Little freshman Dan.
You're
Okay. Wow. So, did you put hot Cheeto candles in your challah? What's going on? Great. So now we got to the step where, okay, well, mine's not braided.
strands. I got you 3 strands.
Thank you. So after you get your 3 strands, how do you start?
So it's just like braiding hair. You just put one side and put it in the middle, take the other side.
Okay.
You're gonna want to pinch them together at the top
Pinch.
first.
And then, what if the hot Cheetos keep popping out?
It happens to the best of us.
It's a personal problem, Emma? Okay. Wait, that's really, Parker, that's adorable.
Thank you.
It's like
It's
a little
blue and
hollow
gold.
with like blue and gold
Yeah,
M&Ms on
hail to Pitt.
top. Hail to, now, tell me about you guys' experience at Pitt. Parker, you ran for homecoming.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
When you're a Pathfinder, like you're involved on campus. How's
yeah,
that?
It's fun. I've been giving tours since freshman year, and I've stayed all 3 summers doing it.
Uh-huh.
So, well, that one's nice.
You did it.
But I love it here. I'm moving to Denver next year, so I'm sad. But
Oh. What's in Denver?
a job.
That sounds fantastic.
Yeah, yeah.
So you're not going to be a Pathfinder for life?
Well, there's this thing. Yeah, no, I'm not.
Wow.
Maybe I'll come back in a year. And
Yeah, does
try it.
Gallagher not offer that as a, well,
I don't.
Oh my.
listen.
Oh.
Wow. Fantastic.
That's the type of stuff that we rebraid when it comes to
It
the
is.
kitchen.
Yeah. We send home our
We
volunteers.
fix them.
Ew, it was leaking M&M juice.
Ew, why is it wet?
Oh my God.
How is it wet?
I don't know.
Blueberry.
Dan, do you want it? It's like a little. Okay. Well, hey,
Just pretend you made
I'm gonna throw these in our oven real quick. So let me just jump into my. Wow. Sorry, Jill. Ooh! Wow! And a third challah!
Oh my God!
Ooh! Well, guys, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much for having us.
Of course. Thank you for teaching me to make some challah. And so if people want to get involved, they can come braid on Thursday nights from 5:30 to 7:30?
Correct. Yeah.
At Hillel?
Yes, 3rd floor of Hillel, and we have an email list, a Facebook page, and if we have a lot of clubs and organizations come in and do like volunteer hours. So if you're in any clubs, if Pitt Tonight wants to come, we'll gladly have you.
Oh, definitely. Well,
Good.
thank you guys so much, and we'll be right back with a performance from Liora Hassan. Thank you. Welcome back to Pitt Tonight. Please welcome Liora Hassan. She'll be performing some spoken word for us. Sit back and enjoy.
Tonight I have 2 poems for you guys. My first poem is my honest poem. Hi, my name is Liora. Lauren. Liora. I've been having a bit of identity crisis since the day I was born. By this I mean I've always felt like my name didn't match who I was, never understood why my face was a blurred mask till I pulled myself from the rubble. I am unapologetically a kind of orphan. Mother is a ghost I see in every reflection. Father has a troll bridge I crossed miles and miles ago. I lost pieces of myself in the cracks of its stone, but I've learned to live without them. I love tea. I love the feeling of it burning my throat, my stomach, my insides out, perhaps because it reminds me of the place my blood comes from, of the cold Odessa air and cabbage soup, of the wet Panama soil and the toucan in the backyard. I'm 5'3" and a half and prefer people made of broken glass. By this I mean they tend to bring me bad luck. Perhaps it's because like attracts like. My friends are the strongest people I know, survivors of the kind of battles where you fight your own mind, and painful parent tug-of-wars where the rope is your own 2 arms. My exes tended to lean on me till I broke in half, so I've decided I can't date people who take me for granted anymore. I love ice cream and steak and addictive TV shows. After college, I hope to find myself home, my toes digging into the sand of a beach I've never touched before, a child tugging at each arm, a real-life John Keating, a spouse beside me, and my last name ringing off the lips of every teenage bookworm. I'm a mouse that spent its whole life wanting to be a lion, an introvert that wants to be an extrovert, because I know my gender and my size and my religion make me ornamental. Someday, I want to find someone who doesn't mind my silences, who catches me dancing in my donut pajamas and thinks I'm beautiful, who knows that when I say leave me alone, I actually mean never let me go. I have a fear of falling. It's different than having a fear of heights. It makes me endearing. Ride an airplane without batting an eye, but if you make me climb a rock, well, I will freeze. I suppose it's because of a lack of trust. I'm not sure what I trust less, the ground to catch me or the strength of my own hands. I like to convince people I'm strong because it's all I've ever wanted to be. It's easier to be made of scar tissue and steel in a world that likes to kick you while you're down. My horoscope says that my life will be an endless pursuit of happiness, meaning I will never get what I've always wanted. I have a need to see the world. I have a need to see everything. I think history and culture are absolutely breathtaking. By this I mean one summer, when I stood on the edge of a crumbling castle wall, I watched my breath fly away from me like a pixie over the Scottish green. I like museums because bones fascinate me, because I can't help but wonder what I'm made of. I talk to myself way too much. I talk to my dog way too much. I love art because it's the creative equivalent of bleeding onto a canvas. I'm selfish because sometimes I make decisions even if they hurt others because I don't want to suffer in their stead. I have yet to figure out if it's a form of self-care or if it makes me a monster. My daddy issues are a tramp stamp that I can't scrub away. I have a fear that the ink has long since been absorbed into my bloodstream and that one day I may find his beast in me. I believe that God made the world, put us on a shelf, and called it a day. By this I mean I don't think she's around anymore. The best people in my life aren't really around anymore. I'm a hopeless romantic in the most literal sense of the term. I love the idea of long love letters, spontaneous dates, and always having a hand to hold. I love falling in love. I love how a person can make your heart tremble like a bobblehead on steroids and your tongue limp like Raggedy Ann. Blue eyes both terrify and fascinate me. When I look into them, I feel like they're staring into my soul, and that scares the hell out of me because I don't want them to see the homemade armor I strap to my chest every day like a promise. I made it out of Barbie stickers and duct tape when I was 8 years old because when you get hurt the first time and no one's around, you grab the closest thing that's to you that looks like a Band-Aid. I wish I still loved books as much as I used to. Deep down, I'm still that awkward 6th grade girl who can only read books over 500 pages. Now my shadow, I don't know how to cut him off. I've tried pulling a Peter Pan 100 times, but I can't get it to stop following me. I write poetry because I hope it will make people feel less alone, because if someday I find myself old and uncertain, at least I'll have good company. Now, my second poem is a response to the shooting that happened a couple weeks ago. It is called Shema Yisrael. Richard Nixon: the Jews are irreligious, atheistic, immoral bunch of bastards. Louis Farrakhan: Hitler was a great man. The world is much more anti-Semitic than you think, has been plagued by bigotry for longer than you give credit for. Jews have been viewed as satanic, ugly, money-grubbing. We've been told we have horns, beaks for noses, and mix the blood of Christian children into our matzah. Correction. Matzah is an unleavened square bread, a glorified saltine made of flour and water to be eaten on Passover, and never in all of history has it been made with blood. To the closeted anti-Semite, let me make something very clear. I am not going to rob you. You thinking I'm going to rob you makes me want to rob you. My uncle, a government employee, is not plotting to steal your savings. He and his colleagues aren't secretly controlling the American government. My people were not behind 9/11, and my best friend, a Muslim, is not a terrorist. I've started this poem 100 times, but I have a hard time writing about what I find to be completely obvious. I am human. My God is not Satan. The star so many of us wear is not a redrawn pentagram. When I pray, it is not to the devil, but to the same God of the Christians and the Muslims, the same God so many believe fathered Jesus. Have you forgotten that Jesus was a Jew? Or is it just convenient for me to be an abomination, for him to be your savior? We believe in kindness, in faith, in community. We know death. He's been stalking us for so long, we've taught ourselves to forget he's there, staring through our windows, sleeping on our doorsteps, smelling of gunpowder and gas. We know loss and destruction, exile, inquisition, pogrom, Holocaust. To you, they're just words you skim over in textbooks. The world has struggled for a long time with placing us because the human race is underratedly type A, like putting people into boxes marked race or religion and stacking them in order from tolerated to privilege. Take your gun and point it at otherness, at the bump of my nose and the strangeness of my name. When you close your eyes and imagine your most frightening nightmare, do you see the end of the world or a rabbi, a Muslim woman, a black boy? Fact, race is a man-made concept. Race has no root in biology. Race, because Jews have been treated like less for so long, even though most of us are white, we are viewed as alien. Fact, religion is a phenomenon that dates back thousands and thousands of years. It is a very human way of explaining the unexplainable, of filling in the blanks, of giving something else the power instead of believing in all of it is up to us. But the choice to kill in a bigoted crusade is exactly that, a choice. It is not a decree, a holy mission. Your God does not look down upon you and applaud because you took the life of an innocent because of your ignorance. Muslims are people. Jews are people. Minorities are people. This ideology isn't news, it's history. There's a reason it's known to repeat. It's a broken record stuck in the player. It's a song that's playing in the background your whole life that you're just now noticing, that my people notice every day. It is why I wear this necklace. It is why we wear our stars. It is why we wear our yarmulkes. We want you to know we're still here. We will not be moved. We've been burnt, we've been gassed, we've been shot, and we are here, and we are human, and we will thrive.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Liora, for that beautiful poem and that amazing performance. And thank you to all our guests, Ron, Emma, Parker, Grace, and Liora, again, that was just truly beautiful and touching. And yeah, I just thank you all for coming out. And good night, but like, I just want to thank also everyone in Pitt tonight for our beautiful community, but I also want to acknowledge the importance of kindness right now in these times like this, of just, for lack of a better word, just not being an asshole to people and kind of just taking the moment of just like valuing kindness and that it's a choice to be cruel. You can make kindness the natural state of yourself. So, I don't know. On that note, we're gonna have, you guys can start playing, because thank you so much. This has been Pitt Tonight. I love you all so much for coming out, and yeah, good night. It's okay to clap now.
Thanks,